We're in New York City at the Gramercy Theater where Fozzy is headlining tonight, presenting the masses with their brand new album, Sin and Bones. We're about to step inside and chat with Mr. Jericho. You all know him from WWE and of course, most importantly, from Fozzy. And we want to dedicate this episode to our brother Harry Dulles, who lost his life earlier this week. This was for you, brother. For nextmarch.com, I am Joe Schüftan. Stay tuned.
A cat scratch, a whiplash, a witch hunt in black. Sandpaper. Sandpaper tears at my skin, quite in the state of pain. Millstone, my heart it scrapes, grabbing the soul that bleeds within. Abrasive wounds that never heal, bleeding emotions are hard to feel. Evasive sounds of truthless calling, mauling your primal's bliss reveal.
We're inside the Gramercy Theater. I'm here with Jericho from Fozzy. How are you, man?
Good, man. Awesome. Down in the bowels of the Gramercy Theater. Quite exciting.
Literally down in the bowels.
Literally, absolutely. The real deep bowels.
Hey, so Chris, you recently released a new album, Sin and Bones. So let's start from there. Why don't you tell us about, the whole production process, the inspiration behind the record, and what you think is setting apart this album from your previous material?
Well, I think that when we did the last record, Chasing the Grail, we really had a certain system of how to write the songs and how to do the record. We focused in on what we thought we'd do best, which is very heavy riffs with very melodic, hooky choruses. So we really wanted to keep that theme going and keep that vibe going. We also wanted to have a real cohesive sounding record, similar to how the Black Album is, in that all of the songs fit a certain vibe. They're very diverse, but they still fit a certain mood and a certain vibe. So when you put on the first song and listen all the way through, it kind of takes you on a little bit of a journey, and that's what we really wanted to do with Sin and Bones. So that was our focus. Very heavy, very melodic, but also very cohesive. There's a certain tone to it and a certain vibe to it, even though the songs are very diverse. But if they didn't fit that kind of musical journey that we wanted to take people on, it didn't make the record, and I think we definitely succeeded with that.
And what do you tell us about what each component of the band brought in, what every member kind of, did differently this time around?
Well, this is definitely the best lineup we've ever had as far as musicians, as far as personalities, friendship, and this is the first time we've recorded with this lineup. So everybody definitely had their part in it, which was great. From lyrically, vocally on my end, writing the riffs and the melodies on Rich's end, some of the solos. Billy played some great solos. Frank's drums were great, and then Paul DeLeo, our new bass player, just came in with this whole vibe. Definitely a real Geezer Butler type player who just takes the songs in completely different directions sometimes and adds so many different shades to it. So we knew what we had as a band on a live stage, but then recording, we really kind of came together, and it's like realized that we got a real crushing sound now, and once again fits that overall model of the very heavy, very melodic songs, and the right guys to play them.
And the title itself, why Sin and Bones? Why don't you explain that to us?
Oh yeah, I'd like to say there's a real deep meaning behind it. Basically, it was Rich was texting somebody. We were over in England or Europe or somewhere, and he was saying something like, I got to eat more. I'm turning into skin and bones. And when he typed it, either the autocorrect didn't work or he mistyped it, and it came up as Sin and Bones. So he showed it to me. He's like, "What do you think of this?" As like an album. I was like, "Oh, it's a perfect album title." So that's how it came about. Just by thanks to autocorrect on the iPhone, we now have a really cool album title.
That's cool. And right now, you obviously obviously you're a part of the Opera Festival and you're in your own headlining sets. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell us about, the different dynamics of a big festival setting and intimate shows like this one tonight?
Well, it's cool because, the Opera Tour is the first real U.S. tour we've done. We've played a lot of different shows, but never had a real expansive tour from coast to coast like Uproar, and especially on such a big platform. It's one of the biggest tours of the summer. So when you're playing in front of a crowd that size, it's very cool because there's lots of people that know the band. There's also lots of people that have never heard the band. Maybe they've heard the name or heard a song or two, but have never really experienced what it is that we do live. And I think that that's really kind of made us one of the buzz bands on the tour. People are like, wow, this band is really killing it, and which is very, very, very exciting, but it takes a while for people to start getting into it. Plus, we only play for 30 minutes, so we get 6 songs. So when we do our headlining shows like tonight, it's our show. We're preaching to the converted, and even though the crowd is smaller than an Uproar crowd, they're all diehard Fozzy fans. They came here to see us and see us alone. So the vibe is a lot crazier at first, And also too, we don't have to rush. We get to play our own set, the whole set is the way we want to do it, and take our time. And then that's so there's pros and cons to doing both. But we're excited to get the chance to play our full set and play all the new songs from the new record that we're going to do, and all the old favorites that people want to see.
And from the new songs, which ones are the ones when you're playing live you kind of get goosebumps, or a moment that you're just like, wow, moment of clarity?
I think "Spider in My Mouth" is the perfect opening song, probably the best opening song we've ever had, from the intro to the riff to the chorus. Really punchy and really kind of kicks people in the face right off the bat. "Sandpaper" is getting a lot of steam, a lot of airplay. People know that song. They've heard it on the radio. They've heard it on, on Octane or whatever. And it just goes from there. So I think we've picked a great set. "Sin and Bones" is awesome. "Blood Happens" is crazy. And also gives us a chance to do, I think, "She's My Addiction" and "Inside My Head," which are new songs that we don't do at the Uproar. So it's fun to play those ones as well. And every time you write new songs and start playing them live, it's like you're starting to hang out with a new girlfriend or wearing a new pair of shoes. You kind of get to know each other a bit. You're breaking each other in. So we're excited to be able to do those songs as well.
You have any music videos or anything coming up like that?
Yeah.
DVD releases or anything like that?
Yeah, we did a video for "Sandpaper," which is great. M. Shadows is in that as well. It's kind of based on one of our favorite horror movies, Evil Dead. And that's ready to go anytime. It could be released any day now. It's all ready to go. So we just have to wait for the record company to figure out what they want to do with it. But it should be ready to go very quickly.
And of course, you're a busy man in WWE, doing the music stuff. You're doing obviously the Revolver Golden Gods Awards, the main host for that. You've been already, confirmed for next year. How do you keep up with all these different projects?
Well, I mean, you can't really do them at the same time. I had two dreams when I was a kid, to be in a rock and roll band and to be a wrestler. And we did kind of, so I've always kind of worked on both of those things. But I think in about 2010 is when we started really focusing on Fozzy and kind of putting WWE on the back burner, doing WWE when Fozzy's schedule allows it. And I came back this last time because we had about 9 months where we were working on a new record, and for me it takes about 2 weeks to do my part. And then when it's done, I had nothing really to do, so I went back to the WWE to at kind of fans' behest, knowing that as soon as the record came out I'd be finished. So now it's Fozzy's schedule takes precedent, and then we'll kind of worry about the WWE when there's time again after Fozzy's done this tour.
And what is on the agenda for the next 6 months to a year for Fozzy? What are you guys, any European festivals or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing, well, the festival season is pretty much over.
Right.
We're doing a tour of Europe in November and December, and then we're going over to Australia for the Soundwave festivals with Metallica. So that'll be huge. And then, just looking to go from there. Opera's a huge platform for us, and like I said, we're gaining a lot of steam from that. The record's doing great. Debuted at #1 on the Billboard Heat Seeker charts, which is amazing for us. So yeah, all the stars have aligned, and all these years of hard work and all the momentum we have, and all the great fans that have been behind us and kind of pushing us to everybody that didn't know us, and now it's kind of really, you can feel it tipping over the cliff to where it's just gaining steam, seemingly on a daily basis. So yeah, it's been a really, really cool time, and we're just looking forward to really, we did 16 countries on the last tour. We want to do 32 on this tour, as many as we possibly can. So we're looking forward to it.
Always pushing to the limit. Any final words for the fans of, obviously of Fozzy, WWE, everything that you do that are watching right now?
No, just we're really excited to be here tonight, and thanks to all of the great fans of Fozzy and all the great Chris Jericho fans that's been following me for years through all the stuff that I've done. And we're just really, really excited about the future, and we're looking forward to having you along on the ride.
Alright, you guys watching, make sure you pick up Sin and Bones out right now via Century Media Records, and check them out on the road. They're right now at Uproar Festival, and as you said, they're going to be, coming at you very soon. Thank you, Chris.
Coming to your town soon.
Very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Something happens when